The advice and opinions expressed by the host of Autism Live and her guests are meant solely as suggestion and should not be in any way construed as child-specific advice. Any choices you make in determining your child's treatment are completely at your own discretion.
Good morning and welcome to Autism Live on this special edition, our Hanukkah edition, with also the folks from the Ed Asner Center. I'm welcoming Matt Asner and Navah Paskowitz-Asner, but I have to put this down so I can see you, Navah. Hi, you guys.
And hello. I'm trying to maneuver so you can see our giant Hanukkah in the back.
I love it. Is that what we're calling that now, a Hanukkah? Or
you just can say a menorah or a Hanukkah. They're both appropriate. One has one extra candle for the shamash, which is the main candle that you light.
Well, love it. It's
and
absolutely
there's the
gorgeous.
American Idol pillar in the background too.
American Idol pillar.
And it's great.
Okay. It looks amazing, you guys. You guys look amazing. And you're coming to us live from your brand new center, which I have not even laid eyes on yet, but I've heard wonderful things from everybody. How do you like being in your new home?
Well, it's like being at home. It's just the greatest thing in the world. Good feel. And I give all the credit to her right here.
I think really. It was a huge endeavor. I mean, as you know, we had to be moved from one site to the other within a month. So we're just coming up on our second month here and finally kind of getting into the groove of the space. And, it's exactly what we needed. Our wonderful landlords kind of built it out to what we needed and what we were missing in the last center. And so especially for our adult academy, it's incredible. We have so much more space. The space is utilized so much better. And it's really wonderful. We're really, really enjoying it.
Wonderful. We're going to talk about the new center in a little while, but we got a lot to cover this morning, lots of ground that we got to cover. First thing, I think we should take care of business. It's a December tradition now at the Ed Asner Family Center that you guys do a benefit, and for the last 3 years, you've done pretty amazing table reads of It's a Wonderful Life. This year, you're doing something similar but slightly different. I love how you guys roll with the punches. Can I just say that? You guys find a way to take whatever. My mother would have said to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we had to do something, and that's what we decided to do. It's just you thinking on your feet. And
we haven't told them yet what you're doing.
It's not gonna replace the specialness of doing a new one. We know that.
But tell them what you're doing. They don't even know what you're doing yet. Tell them what you're doing.
So
explain it, Matt.
I'll explain it. So because of the strike, it takes probably about 4 to 5 months to build a cast for It's a Wonderful Life. It takes a long time. And you're asking like big actors to step in and say, yes to this one night where they're going to be with you for 4 hours. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time for them to kind of answer you. And so we had a strike in Hollywood. The actors were on strike, the writers were on strike, and up until they decided to end the strike, we couldn't go out to people for It's a Wonderful Life. We could not ask them to do it because if they couldn't do it because of the strike, it would be a weird thing. So right after the strike ended, we got out there and asked a couple of people, and it just didn't happen quick enough. So we decided.
In fairness, you had told me right around Halloween, you had told me that you guys had a dead date, that you really didn't think it was feasible, and you had already crested that. So
yeah, I'm always an optimist. So I always
definitely held out till the last minute.
I believe that if it's doable, it's doable, and we got to try.
Yeah.
But it was actually, I said, Halloween, is what I said.
Well, you were saying around Halloween, you were saying that you had a drop dead date where after that there was no going back, there was no way you could do it. And I remember it was like the week after Halloween, and I remember seeing the date and going, okay, well, that date passed. And then it was like 10 days later, they said the strike was over. Although the strike technically is not over.
I kept getting these messages. I kept getting these messages saying the strike was over, that was going to be over. And I'm like, oh, guys, why don't we wait another week and just kind of wait and see. So we pushed it until I think Thanksgiving was the kind of the date that I said, we're not, we can't recover if we get beyond this date. Yeah. So we had asks out to people on Thanksgiving. So that Monday, when we got answers from people, I just said, no, we can't do this. Can't do it. So what we're doing is we're making all 3 of our It's Wonderful Lives available to the public again to rent during the month of December. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. And you can see the entire production from start to finish by renting it or renting all 3 at our Vimeo site. I think that you guys have a link.
Yes, we do.
And economically priced, and I guarantee that for the money you'll see something you like and enjoy it.
Well, let's walk through. Go ahead.
So many people were really disappointed that they didn't get to see Pete Davidson.
Yeah, well, this is an opportunity to see both Pete,
the original
Jason, and
Brendan
in action.
All right. Well, we have flyers for each one of the years, and I'd love to just sort of go through and talk about why I think people, what the highlights were from each year, and why I think they should watch all 3. Okay.
Okay.
So,
do it. First year.
This is which year is this?
That's the second year.
Okay.
First year, Pete Davidson.
Well, let's talk about this year because it's up. So this was the Jason Sudeikis year, and you can see you got. Is that Mandy Patinkin there? You've got.
Let's see, Mandy Patinkin,
Mark Hamill,
Mark Hamill, Lou Diamond. I'll just go
Rosario.
from the top. I'll go from the top.
Ron Funches.
Ron Funches, Ed Harris, Mandy Patinkin, Lou Diamond Phillips, Jason Sudeikis, Rosario Dawson, Mark Hamill, Kathy Bates, Martin Sheen. There's Tom Bergeron, George Wendt, who actually is Jason Sudeikis' uncle.
Which who knew?
In real life. Naomi Rubin, Ben Mankiewicz, and then Phil
Lamar.
Phil Lamar. God,
and
Phil,
your dad
was
I got to the end and I got
Ed in that performance?
No.
Okay.
And it was that year was a tribute to my father who died.
Right, he had
the year before. He was going to play Clarence this year,
which would have been wonderful.
And he died unfortunately in August. So we had to bring in Mark Hamill extraordinaire.
This was a special cast, though, Shannon, because for the first time an autistic actor was one of the leads.
Yes,
yeah.
Naomi Rubin.
And we love that idea so much that my good friend Sue-Ann Pien became Violet again the following year.
Yeah.
Who's another autistic actress who was in As We See It.
So this was the second year.
So I love this year.
2021.
I know, that's what I said.
I absolutely love this year. The highlights for me of this year, Jason was lovely. All 3 of your Georges were lovely. But I got to say, Mandy Patinkin was just like so amazing. And it's always interesting to see how actors approach a table read, right? That some of them are there and they're just keeping it honest and real, which is lovely and wonderful. And some of them, like they are on stage. And it's just sort of fascinating to watch different people's style. But I really loved Mandy Patinkin and Kathy Bates that year. And of course, Mark Hamill as Clarence, it's a tough call for me who was the best Clarence across all 3 years, but I think I'm going to go with Mark Hamill.
I think it was Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think he took the cake.
Yeah, I think he did.
The Clarence cake.
I liked Carol the best.
Well, Carol brought something unique and wonderful to it, but I think that Mark, I think he noses her out just a little bit. We'll talk about Seth in a minute. What did you
be on the cloves?
Yes. Okay, so let's put up one of the other years and talk about highlights from another year.
Okay, this is our third year.
Okay, so this was last year with Brendan
yeah,
Fraser.
This is last year, and I'll
last
go
year.
from the top. Ben Mankiewicz again came back as our narrator, one of our narrators. Jean Smart, who actually had been with us, have been with us the second year. She joined us this year, the third year. Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Was he Clarence?
Yes.
He was Clarence.
I think I'm going to pick him.
Oh, really?
Even though
Okay.
above Carol. It was
Um,
hysterical.
James Cromwell as Paul Bailey. J.K. Simmons as Mr. Gower.
He was great too.
Wait, no, I don't think he played Mr. Gower. No, J.K. Simmons played Mr. Potter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ken Jeong as Mr. Gower.
he was great.
He was wonderful. Brent Spiner as Ernie, I believe.
Yeah.
Jim Beaver as Bert. Phil Lamar again. Say I got it this time, Phil.
As a
Brendan
narrator.
Fraser as George. Christina Applegate as Mary. Fred Armisen as Uncle Billy. Tom Bergeron as the host. Let's see. Hannah Schindler and Chelsea Darnell and Max Gadsden and Sue-Ann Peen and Spencer
Spencer.
Hart and Dwayne Cox and Lucas Zalewski.
Yeah.
Rounded off the cast.
Oh,
Amazing performances. I got to say, Brendan Fraser brought something very unique to it, and his exuberance, I just wanted to hug him. I just thought he was so delightful. I thought that Christina Applegate took the Mary
Yeah.
thing for all 3 seasons. She gets, for me, she gets the award for that.
Me too.
I am a huge Brent Spiner fan. He can do no wrong. So I completely lost my mind over having him in it. And then can you put it back up for just 1 second, Chris? Because there were so many things about this performance. Ken Jeong
as
took
Violet.
it so seriously, and I love that. Fred Armisen, like, just amazing performances. I have to say that Chelsea Darnell got my favorite line in the whole thing. My favorite line of "It's a Wonderful Life" is at the end when the is it the maid or the cook, and she says,
Oh, that's line. Yeah.
yeah, that she says that she's giving money, and she says, I was saving in case I ever saving for a divorce in case I ever got a husband. So she had that line, which I absolutely loved, and of course Spencer is beautiful in all of them, and Sue-Ann Pine was lovely.
Yeah, she was great as Violet. She really
I gotta
became
say,
Violet.
my highlight this year for the third year was probably Ken Jeong.
He
Yeah,
was
he was
amazing.
He there was an exuberance to him.
Yeah.
He was
He
so
brought it.
happy and excited to be there and so
Yeah,
sweet. and
So
wonderful.
nice. What a nice guy.
And that's the thing, one of the things I want to say about this is all of these people have been nothing but wonderful. They've been incredible people. They're incredibly gracious with their time and their talent. And they I don't have any horror stories at all from this.
And they're so down to earth.
3 years of this. And
They're so down to earth,
Mhm.
and they are so incredibly kind and generous to the autistic
Yes.
actors that work with them. And I think for them, that's the best part of it. I mean, you really saw Brendan, who has an autistic son. You really saw him cavelling over, especially Max.
Yeah.
But I think the funniest part was when Christina, there was like, I can't remember who had a dog bark.
It was
Chelsea,
But she goes, do we have a dog?
Yeah.
Mary says,
Actually,
I love
it's
that
funny
part.
because there is a kind of a dog theme running through the whole.
oh, I
all
know.
3
There's
years.
always
You
somebody.
have to watch it to
What
understand
about,
it. But
Yeah.
was it
Mark Hamill's dog
no,
came in.
It was Clint Eastwood, that sweet lady
Clint
that
Eastwood.
was at your
Oh, Francis Fisher.
I love Frances Fisher.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she had a dog that was going crazy one year.
Yeah.
I will say the controversy for me in this year was Seth Rogen as Clarence, right? And in the first act, this is a very long evening. Let us say that. You got to settle in and be on the ride because it's a long evening. It's fun end to end, but it's not this short little reading. And then the
Right.
first act, Clarence has only a little bit to do, and I was like this in my chair. I was leaning forward. I thought Seth Rogen I was like, man, I am so excited to see where he goes with this. I do not want to speculate about what happened during the intermission, but when Seth came back, Seth was a little underwhelming. I love him, but I'm going to say he did not bring for me in the second act what he brought in the first act. I think that alone is worth watching. I'm going to say to people, you should rent to see. I know you can't say
And also
anything.
Brendan's he
that
had
was
some
great.
electrical issues.
We had some
that was funny.
snafus that were pretty cool.
Yes, to watch Brendan
that's-
Fraser as he's losing the power on his iPad.
And everyone's like, oh no, what are we doing?
He's like,
you can
my
see the whole
iPad's
cast is
so-
starting to freak out.
Yes.
And it's kind of crazy. But it's interesting because we don't do any rehearsal. We do like a tech rehearsal. Probably the night before, where everyone will kind of show up, or even the day before, like the day of, where people show up for like 5-10 minutes to make sure their mics work and their cameras work. And then we do it. And that's,
You never know what you're
there's a
going to get.
reason we do that. And we just want it to be fresh and raw and
Unpredictable.
and usually you get some good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, there's something in each one of them that's absolutely amazing. But let's go to the last poster that we have, which is actually the first one
First one.
with Pete Davidson. And let's go who played the roles. That's the one that this one encompasses all 3 years. That you guys can get one of them or you can get all 3 of them, and you can rent them really for the month of December, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think we've got one more, Chris, that is...
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll go through this. Okay, so we have Tom Bertrand as a host, Ed Asner as Mr. Potter,
Yeah.
Carol Kane as Clarence, Bill Pullman as Uncle Billy.
Oh, he was amazing.
He was great, except he disappeared like towards the end of the evening.
I think he was
disappeared.
getting a little jolly.
Yeah. Elliot Kemper as Mary, Pete Davidson as George, Maud Apatow as Violet, Ed Begley Jr. as Ernie, Dietrich Bader as Bert, B.D. Wong as Mr.
He was
Gower.
incredible.
He was Michael Shannon.
Incredible.
It's interesting. Michael Shannon did not do it. So this is when we had Michael Shannon in the poster. Michael Shannon was going to do it with us, but just for whatever reason we couldn't make it work. Richard Kind as Paul Bailey, and Mia Farrow as Ma Bailey.
Did you say Ed?
Yeah.
Ed Begley is.
And I gotta say, if I were gonna have to only pick one that people could watch, this would be the one I would pick for people to watch. You shouldn't. You should watch all 3. But I would watch this one for a couple of different reasons that are just standouts. Obviously, your dad is just incredible. It was the first time you did it, so there was a little bit of an edge to everything. Everybody was a little like, ooh, is this going to work? And Pete Davidson, I'm sorry, but like that young man has some acting chops.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. I think we needed his swagger to make that year work, because we were not sure if it was going to work. We were not sure if anyone was going to come, if anyone would stay. I mean, it was nervous making for sure.
Yeah.
And to have him be on the screen and be Pete Davidson and talk about exuberance. Pete Davidson, I'll give him an A+ for exuberance in terms of wanting to play that part and giving it his all. Because I don't know if many people out there know this, but that is his favorite movie.
Really?
He used to watch it every year with his father, who died in 9/11.
Yeah.
And
A
when he was
fireman.
very young.
A fireman in 9/11.
Yeah, he was a fireman in 9/11 and passed away in the collapse. And he was part of their ritual every year. So it was a very important thing for him to do. And you could see that.
I did not see him go out of character one time, whereas the other 2 guys, especially Sudeikis, who was blitzed by the end. God love him. He was blitzed by the end of the show. He was. I mean, it was a jolly show. So some of them were drinking. I think
and George gets jolly at the end.
But Pete got jolly only at the Q&A. when
Yeah.
he lit up a, you know what?
It was
But
it was serious
he was
business.
so in character the whole time
Yeah.
that to me he became George.
Yeah.
And you said, you know, he brought Pete Davidson. He was not Pete Davidson that night. He
No.
was George
No, he was
Bailey.
George
I
Bailey.
mean, he was incredible. Incredible.
And I
I
always
agree with you.
looked-
I'm really excited to see this one again.
Yeah. I always look at actors because I used to teach acting, and I always look to see who are listening actors. Because, you know, actors prepare and actors rehearse and do their thing on their own, and then they come together with other actors. And you know, sometimes actors are doing what they rehearsed, and then something happens where someone gives them, you know, they're expecting a softball, but somebody throws a hard ball. And I'm always interested to see the actor who takes what's thrown at them instead of what they rehearsed. And the killer scene in this whole thing that had us screaming and jumping off the couch is the scene between Pete Davidson and Spencer Hart.
Yeah.
The Zuzu's pedals, where she gives him the pedals. And, you know, Pete was giving it his all, and he was, you know, doing the lines. And Spencer took that because she is just a vibrant artist being, took that, and she responded with something that he didn't expect. And he responded back, and it was thrilling.
Magic.
That scene between the two of them, I've talked about it for 3 years. It was absolutely thrilling. It's worth the price, you guys, to rent that and watch that and see what I'm talking about, because I've talked about it ad nauseum. But it is a beautiful moment. I get emotional talking about it. But there were other things about this one that were amazing too. Ed Begley Jr. and Diedrich Bader as the Bert and Ernie were hilarious. And B.D. Wong,
B.D. Wong was incredible.
He had props.
He was amazing.
I felt like he was right behind Pete. As far as like in all three of the shows, to me, Pete was by far the best George, but BD was like by far the best of all of, I mean, he just was so authentic and so incredible.
Now, and I gotta say, it's, you know, with these performances, with these readings, it's not just It's a Wonderful Life. It's actually a whole evening. So there are also musical performances during intermission that you'll want to see, like Jennifer Hudson and Amy Mann and Wallows.
I love it.
No, that was another thing. But
I've done too many things.
Sorry. But that was another thing we did a long time ago. But it was you know, it's you get to see these, you know, wonderful stuff. And I think there's a performance by our choir, I believe, in one of them. I think, you know, and the Wallows. Yeah, I mentioned that.
He did say that.
But it's not just the readings. It's you know, these wonderful performances that you know, that were done as well. So
and who did the narration in the first year?
The narration the first year was Vanessa Williams. Oh yeah, she done Vanessa Williams and Chris Williams.
And Vanessa Williams did the master class in reading narration. If anybody is out there and they're having to read narration for something, you should watch Vanessa Williams read narration. I mean, you know, you had so many other people do it and do it really well, but I'm sorry, Vanessa Williams, she wins the award for that too. She also had the best. They're all doing it from their home, right?
She had a great background.
Oh my gosh, she had somebody come in and style that as I live and breathe. Like she had Martha Stewart come and style.
I know, it was so beautiful. And I love her forever because she went out of her way to send Eddie a signed copy of herself as the Queen of Trash, because Eddie's obsessed with her. And then we had the King of Trash, Mandy Patinkin, who also sent Eddie something. So these guys are really such down-to-earth, sweet people who just give so much. Yeah. And, you know, I'm really, really personally excited to see these shows again. I really am.
And we're going to have to
have a screening.
Jennifer
Rosario,
Hudson
by the way, we didn't
mention
this. Rosario Dawson is Mary. I just want to mention her because she is the only Mary that did costume changes.
Yes.
And she was, you know, constantly changing costume and doing things. So she was.
I mean, I think she was she was like Pete keeping in character Mary the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed and I got such a kick out of my mind just went blank. The one that
Pete.
no, the
Brenda.
last one.
Christina.
Oh,
Christina. She
Christina
really
Applegate.
I mean, she made everyone just smile.
Yeah, and she and there were times when there were kerfuffles, and her,
Oh, yeah.
when she would break character or improvise were the funniest things in the whole show.
Yeah.
So worth
And that's a
seeing.
long time for her to sit. And she
Yes.
really was
So sweet.
such an incredible
Yeah.
lady that she just gave that her all. And we were so grateful to her for doing that.
Okay, so the ins and the outs of it, we have somewhere we have a link where people can go to purchase these, and they can
Not purchase,
they
rent.
can buy one or they can buy all three. Correct?
They can rent them.
Rent them, yes, and they're
And they
renting them for how
disappear.
long?
They disappear on January 1st.
Okay, so if
they
you
have a-
rented it today, you get it for the rest of the month until January 1st?
Yep.
So you should not wait, people. If you rent it on the 25th, you're only getting it for a week. Why would you wait? And all of this, we should say, benefits your center. This is a fundraiser, y'all. So
It is.
you're donating money to the center and you're getting these wonderful things. So tell us the prices if you rent one.
If you rent one, it's $15. $15. That's less
Cheaper
than a
than
movie.
Yeah.
Less than a movie.
But if you rent all three,
If you rent all three, it's $35.
which is still very reasonable, you guys, and you'll be able to watch. I especially, we did a thing where we would buy our ticket and then we would buy a ticket for friends of ours, and each year we pick somebody different that they're actors, I think it's really wonderful if you are an autism family and you want to support this wonderful autism charity. But I got to say also, this is a great, great thing to give as a gift to somebody in your family that's an actor, because they will learn so much about people's techniques and how people do things. And,
Great idea.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful gift because it's a wonderful life.
That's funny. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, it's a really wonderful thing, and it benefits the center. And we also want to say to people, I'll say it because I don't know if you guys can say it, it's been a hard couple of years for charities. And especially charities that have a physical setting, the cost of rent throughout the pandemic, and you guys kept going and you were a huge resource. We talked about you almost every day during the pandemic because you were doing classes online for people around the world. And, you had to keep the lights on and everything. And then to come back into a fundraising world where people are still figuring out, how to give. It's like people forgot during the pandemic. I don't know what happened. It's been a rough climate for all charities. And we've seen charities go away in this very difficult time. We cannot have that happen with the Ed Asner Center. And you guys have suffered terrible losses throughout this time. You've lost multiple parents throughout the last couple of years while you were going through this. And of course, the center's namesake, your dad, which makes it harder for you guys as a family. Let's remember that you're people too. You have a big family and you're, triple blessed in the autism arena. So you guys, please support them while you're giving yourself a gift or giving it to somebody else. And we'll make sure that the notes, in the notes for the show, that there'll be a link for you guys to go directly to rent any of these. But let's talk about some of the other things that you guys have going on at the center, because I guess because we've got what did you call it? I call it menorah. What did you call it? A
Hanukkah.
Hanukkah. Okay.
They're both correct.
They're both correct.
I just
Just
never
like
heard that before.
Hanukkah with an H
Hanukkah.
is correct. It's actually spelled Chanukkah.
Okay.
Because Hanukkah comes from the word chet in Hebrew, which is CH. So
I'm
it
always
should be
confused.
spelled CH.
When I lived in New York, Hanukkah was always spelled CH, and I came to LA and it's spelled H, and it's confusing to me.
Yeah.
Is that
But even
why?
on Chabad.org, they say both are correct. But Hanukkah is from the Hebrew word chet, which is CH. but we'll take it any way we can get it.
See, I grew up spelling it with a P.
Excuse me? Okay.
I'm joking. It's a bad
Dad joke.
Sorry.
Dad
All right,
joke.
dad
Sorry,
jokes.
everyone.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, we had some participants going back and forth. We're in the final week, one more week left of our second semester of the Academy, which is an incredible program that we basically created this program for Spencer Hart, the actor you were talking about, because Spencer is such an artistic, unique person. And after she turned 22, there really was nothing for her to do that wasn't, just a solitary one-on-one Spencer and a mentor. And so Jill Creeder Hart and I really worked hard in the last, 5 years to create this program. And this is now, we're just finishing our second semester. We're going to be starting semester 3 on January 16th. It's a very small, unique program, job skills program, that incorporates autistic specialists teaching the children. I call everyone children. They're not children. They're all adults, but
She calls me a child.
yeah, a kid. But it's a very unique program. And what makes it so special is now on our second semester, they're just wrapping up their first experience of real hands-on job training in a setting that they're all over the moon about, which is we partnered with the company Funko, and they are at Funko Hollywood working, creating real world experiences with customers, with other employees. And when they come back, a lot of what we're doing is really not just the experience in on site, but figuring out what they could do better for the following job day, what they felt that they need more support at. And it's not just about helping these kids get jobs. It's about helping them sustain these jobs. So I'm so proud of this program. I'm so proud that Funko is allowing us to come back next semester. And it's just been the best program I feel that we've created here. And it's just wonderful. And so next semester, we still have a few spots left. But we are almost full. We're trying to keep it very small. There is that peer interaction, but we do want it to be very tailored to a small class setting. And if you are interested in any information about the Academy, it's for ages 18 and up. And it is a 5-day-a-week program from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Please reach out to me, Navah at teafc.org.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we thank
Yeah.
the Funko people for being such a great partner with you guys for that.
Oh,
They've been
been
incredible.
incredible. They've been absolutely incredible. And we're so proud. The kids were just getting their bags, and they have, a full day there, and they're in the break room with the other employees. The other employees have been incredible. They have their Funko, uniforms on. They're so proud. I mean,
Amazing.
every kid comes with their uniform, like perfectly clean, ready to go. They're really, really so proud of themselves. And I love that.
Amazing. I'm covered in toys right now
Yes.
because you guys have an event that's coming up. You've got your holiday event coming up, and we had reached out to some of the manufacturers of the toys that we featured in the toy guide, and they were lovely and have donated a bunch of toys that will be given away at your event, which we're really excited.
Yes.
I've got a bunch of Moosh Moosh. I don't know if you guys know about Moosh
I
Moosh.
love Moosh
Moosh
Moosh.
So we have a bunch of Moosh Moosh stuff that we're going to be sending over to you, including
My God,
some
I'm
Moosh
so
Moosh
excited.
slippers.
That's so cute.
But
It's kind of like a sensory
oh,
fidget
Yeah.
toy too, because you can mush it, you can put it under your chin,
they're
sleep
soft.
with it.
They're ridiculous. I love this little unicorn so much. It's like a unicorn cat.
It's almost like a Pokemon. They're so cute.
Yeah, they're
I love
soft.
that.
They're like softer than nobody's business. I've got so many things I want to show you. We all like the last few years as we've done the events with you guys. Fun in Motion has been absolutely amazing. They make the Shishibo boxes, and they've sent a
Yes,
bunch of
those are
Shishibos
amazing.
for you guys. But not only that, they've these are so honestly just I'll never get it back to a cube. Maybe
I was just
no,
going to say that.
it's not going to happen. Not now. It'll do it later on. But they have a new game that is Shishibo Battle, and they sent over a bunch of these for you guys. I don't know if I can get it open
Awesome.
quickly. But what it is it's two of them with a little bell ringer. It's not going to open
Oh, how
quickly.
fun. And you compete.
You compete, and it's fabulous. It's not going to open quickly.
Oh, wow.
They sent a bunch of those for you guys.
Oh, how fun. That was one of Eddie's favorites, is the Shishibo.
Oh, yeah. Well, he'll love that. And they,
Oh, that's an amazing toy.
yeah, and
I
then
love them. The magnetic tiles.
Magformers sent a bunch of things, tiles, and
Incredible.
and also different sets to go together. They sent a huge array of wonderful stuff. We love Magformers. Pix Bricks. I don't know if you guys have ever done them. It's like a
Ooh.
building system,
Kinda
but
like
it makes
Legos?
pictures. It's like Legos, but it's one pip, and they make pictures. It's kind of
Oh,
like
wow.
it's like a art puzzle. Is really super fun. I want to get to this one from M&J Toys.
Ollie.
This is called What's Next? And it's a game that you play that these are ginormous dice that it comes with. And it comes with big cards, and you put the cards on the floor, they roll the dice, and then they figure out how many moves they go. So it's a life-size game. And they were so excited to hear about what you guys were doing that they gave the life-size game, and then they included the social skills add-on to
Oh,
it.
how fun.
I know, like Joanne Laura would have
Amazing.
lost
Great.
her, she would have plotzed over this game because it teaches pre-employment skills, it teaches social skills.
Oh, wow.
All kinds of wonderful things, and it's super fun. They think they're playing a game, but they're learning life skills.
Yeah.
So, and the ginormous
one for
dice
the
is
academy.
really cool. These, we've got a bunch of stuff.
Oh, my
gosh.
God. That's real.
They're ridiculous. They're
How
snuggle lugs.
cute.
These are
What
snuggle
is
lugs
that?
from
Is that a
That
Wild
looks like,
Republic.
that looks like Gizzy.
Is the other one a bee?
This is
Yeah,
a
it's a
bee.
bee.
And this is
Oh
a
my God.
teddy bear. And these are from Wild Republic, who are known for
Yeah.
making amazing animals. But these are, oh my gosh, wait till you feel these, Navah. You will lose your mind. They are
I
sensory,
love that bee.
ridiculous.
That is the
And
cutest.
they're
It looks like
heavy.
a baby in a costume.
right? They're heavy. They're just a little bit heavy because they're stuffed with beans, so they can sit up by themselves. You don't have to. Oh, they're
wow.
just like the adults love them. And then Boys Town Press. I'm missing one of my things. Oh, there it is. Boys Town Press sent. They've got a series of books. Lou knows what
nice.
to do, and so there are packages of 3 books. Lou knows what to do at the supermarket. Lou knows what to do at the doctor's office. Lou knows what to do at the restaurant. So we love
Nice.
Boys Town Press for sending those. And then Crayola sent a bunch of stuff that they sent for any of the babies that will be there, the palm grass crayons. But then
Oh,
this,
those are awesome.
this was one of my favorite things all year long, the spin
The
and
art
spiral
station.
art station. Because do you guys remember when you used to make the spin art?
Yeah.
Right? Or
yeah.
when you would do the spirograph with the gears?
Mhm.
This has both. It's
That's
redonkulous.
incredible.
See, I love that because I was never good at art. And,
Oh.
you know, the wonderful thing about those is, you know, everyone's creative, everyone's great,
Right.
everyone can
Yes.
do it. So it was a great thing for me because I felt
You had
included.
fine motor
I
skills.
felt
issues.
included.
Well,
Yeah, it was
and Navah just said fine motor skills because this builds
Yeah.
fine motor skills. And it's fun.
Yeah.
And you get both of them. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Eddie
So-
had that, and that's why he calls his art studio the
Oh.
art station.
The art
Art
station.
He has a big sign that says the art station because he was so in love with that game, that toy.
I love
But
it.
I just I wanted to clarify something. We've had a lot of questions about this event, Shannon, and
Yes.
you and I both know that this event is so special because it's Matt and I's. It's a chance for the center and for Autism Live. It's our chance to give back to the community. And, you know, unfortunately, this, like you said, this has been a hard couple of years.
Yeah.
We had this event fill up so quickly that, you know, I've had a lot of people calling me nonstop and very upset that they can't get into this event. And the reality is, you know, this is an event that is for low income families who feel very frustrated and sad and grief stricken that they can't give their children gifts this year. And that is why this, you know, I just wanted to clarify with people that this isn't a party or a community event. It's really to help these families be able to give their children gifts this year. And, you know, we're going to have another community event in January, but this event is very special. And there's a lot of little kids coming, and I'm just so excited, and I'm so grateful to you that you were able to, with these wonderful companies, help us be able to provide for these families, because there's a lot of families who are very desperate and very, very, very much struggling this year, that I've never seen this amount of response in the back for one of these events.
And I just want to say, we wouldn't be doing this event if it hadn't been for Autism Live.
No,
and
absolutely not.
You and Doreen, and this is all because of you guys. We're carrying the torch. We're, you know, carrying the torch.
Well, you're carrying the torch as the big guy too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's Santa's coming to visit.
I know, Jewish Santa.
Yeah. Santa's coming to visit.
I just want to say,
Santa.
because we did this event for a lot of years, and it was so wonderful to partner with you guys. And I had said to you after the last one, I just don't have that in it anymore. And now that we're getting back to in person, it just seemed like a natural progression to, you know, have you guys do your event and for us to support it. I do want to say though, Navah, that through Autism Care Today, you know, we're doing a separate little thing for really in need families. So if you have families that have been closed out of the event and aren't going to be able to come, will you please send them my way? Because I would love that.
I would love that. I would love that, and I will definitely do that.
Through the through Act Today, I might be able to help with that, and I would love that, because I've been trying to identify families that are exactly that, really in need. I always get emotional and talk about the first Christmas after Jem was diagnosed. I remember sitting down like the day after Thanksgiving and kind of thinking through the bills for December and putting my head down and crying, because I realized that I didn't have enough money to buy him a toy, pay for his supplements, and to have something on the table for Christmas dinner. There wasn't enough money. And I was scrambling, trying to figure out, what can I sell? What can I do? You know, like what part-time job can I get in between his therapies? And there wasn't going to be time. And I was very fortunate at that time that shortly after that, Lisa Ackerman's organization, TACA, put out an email and said, please, we're looking for families who are in need. And I thought, I would feel embarrassed to answer that. And then I thought, well, I guess I'm going to have to feel embarrassed because it's for my kid.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So I responded. I responded, and I felt like a horrible person, but I said I could use a little bit of help. And they were so wonderful that is why we started doing this kind of stuff through the holidays, is that I want to make sure that we gave back. So I always thank Lisa, but I thank you guys for carrying the torch.
And I have the same story with Chabad, and you know, there's always going to be we never understand how lucky we are until we meet these other families, you know, and I'm so grateful that we're able to do this event, and I want to continue doing this event. And I'm just really, really, really happy that and also I'm happy that Hanukkah and Christmas are so far spaced.
Yeah.
Because that's hard. Like when you have a Hanukkah on the 18th and our event is on the 22nd. I think that happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know if you've looked at next year's calendar. Next year, Hanukkah starts the day after Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
I
just looked at that yesterday.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I've never experienced that. That's crazy.
It goes into the new year?
I guess so. That's what because I was setting up my calendar for next year, and I was like, wait, what? Hanukkah starts on the 26th of December. I might be wrong. Please check my math, but that's what I saw on my calendar. So
Wow.
yeah, it was weird. But anyway, yeah. So I take it then that your event is completely filled. You have
Yes,
no more.
been
Okay.
we're completely full, and we're still taking donations of toys, but the main thing is, we are inside, and when we're outside, it's a different situation. But we're inside, and so for safety, we had to cap it, and
Yep.
and I'm definitely going to start fielding people your way
Yes, please do.
when
As
and if
quickly as
they
possible.
continue
Yeah.
to call.
Yeah, but I'm so excited that, we've got these amazing toys for you for the event. And I want to say that all of these toy companies were so generous because they saw what we were doing and what you were doing, and they wanted to make sure that they donated. So we want to thank all of them for doing that.
And we're going to
thank you
send them
for-
all
We thank you
pictures
too.
from the event,
Oh,
and I love to have kids playing with their toys and everything. So we'll make sure to follow up and send pictures of that, because I know some of those toys, especially like what do I
The
always
Shishibo.
forget the
Where
it's
did
a
I put
Rubik's
the
cube, but it's
Shishibo?
not.
Like, well, that's what it is, really. I mean,
It's not a Rubik's cube though.
No,
It's
but it's a Shishibo.
Yes. the
And
Oh,
now they
Shishibo.
have, now they have the new.
I
what?
want to say Shishido. It's like a
like a pepper.
makeup company, but
Yeah.
Eddie's still playing with that. It's on his side of his. It's almost like a fidget toy. I mean, he's just
It is a
something
fidget
to.
toy. But
But
you know that
I
they've
think
started
that when
doing
the companies
research.
see the special needs kids actually playing with them, it's really that's.
Oh, I'm so close. Am I going to be able to do it? This would not surprise you, Navah, that part of the research on these toys, the Fun in Motion toys that they have, and they have a whole line of toys, you guys. And I should say too, they have another toy that they sent too, and I thought I had one out here, but I didn't grab it. The Carmageddon. It's like an
They have
easier.
great names too.
But it's an easier version of this. But all of the Fun in Motion toys, they're all ex-surfers, and they
wow.
right, and they believe that there is and they've done research on the fact that there is a meditative state when you are surfing and when you are playing with toys like this that help you to focus. And that it
Sure.
is this Zen sort of space that allows for you. Oh, I'm so freaking close. Am I going to be able to get it in the time that we have left? Probably not. But anyway, that's part of the research behind it, is that it is like a
I believe
fidget.
it. Yeah.
I want to be able to get it into a cube, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Anyway, what else did we have on our list that we were going to talk about, guys? Because you have a lot of stuff. Oh, look at that. I made a rectangle.
Well,
there we go.
we're just finishing the academy, and then we're going to take a much needed break to get ready for the next semester. We're finishing all of our enrichments. We were partnering with the Charminade robotics club that would bring a horde of incredible typical seniors, and really one of our just greatest enrichments, because we had all these typical teens that were working with the kids that were building robots. This year we had somebody underwrite the whole class. It was a free class. And next year we hope to keep that cost down, because the robotics class is something that I know a lot of preteens and teenage autistic boys really want to do, but usually it's out of their price range. I know that from experience. And so to have this class and have all these kids come is such a great thing. So we're definitely bringing robotics back in the second week of
Can
January.
I make a suggestion? Can I
mhm.
make a suggestion? Because Jem did this at his high school and they competed. So Chaminade
Yeah.
will have competitions coming up like in March. I think you guys should go to one of those competitions. Your mind will be blown. If I were you, I would take, the Enterprise and take a load of kids, because
They would love that.
because they are
That's
going
a
to see
great idea.
so many people like themselves excelling,
Yeah.
and there's more scholarship money in the FIRST robotics program than in any other program out there. So
Yes.
I
My
encourage you to,
nephew was in not Chaminade, but at Champs. He was on their championship team
yeah,
a couple of years ago.
yeah. It's
robotics.
It's
amazing.
such a great program, and it's something that most of the time when you look into an enrichment and some of these specialized enrichments like computer class and robotics class, they're out of our price range as special needs parents. But so this one is very important that we have, a specialized class that is so requested, but it's in a reasonable, it's offered for either free or very low cost.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I really encourage everybody, find a FIRST robotics program near you. But you guys are doing amazing.
Right. And we're also going forward with our, we're just finishing up the dating spectrum. The dating spectrum, this session was really exciting because we had a neurodivergent couple. I know in the past, I've talked about our different neurodivergent teachers who co-taught with some of our therapists and my co-creator, Chris Assad. But this year we actually had Chris and I were working on creating our social club. And so we gave the reins to a neurodivergent couple and one of our therapists. And so it's been an incredible session, and giving the participants a whole new kind of like example of not just dating, but relationship study and social media appropriateness and safety and all this stuff. And, we were talking about Chelsea Darnell. Chelsea Darnell, our social director, has created not just movie chat with Chelsea and Hannah, but they also, along with Chris and I, we've created a social club that has grown so out of control that we've had to, make at least one or two per month. And the social club really creates these events. So they get together, they decide what they want to do. Sometimes they help us fundraise for the events, and it's been really a wonderful thing to see them kind of create the social experiences and opportunities within their group.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring that back in the new year.
Okay.
We're bringing Camp Bed always back, and our new spring classes they'll all start in late January.
Okay. I've been remiss in not noticing the comments, but we're saying hello and waving to Chad on Facebook. We've got Autism Journey with Elijah and Writing with Mike with us. That they are amazing parents that were on the show with us on Monday. They've got a new company called Autism Affirmation Clothing that you guys will definitely want to look at. But they are saying that they love this so much. They want to know, where is this going on? Obviously, the Ed Asner Family Center right now is in the suburbs of Los Angeles. You guys are in Reseda. So that's where that takes place. Although we always
We're in Van Nuys, actually. The new center's in Van Nuys.
What am I saying? It's in Van Nuys. There we go.
We
Because
moved.
all good things are in Van Nuys.
Well, we only moved 5 minutes ago, so
yes,
a lot of people keep.
In my mind, you're still
Well,
there.
we changed Google, most importantly.
Google is
That's
changed
not
the Google
easy.
Maps.
Trust me, that's not easy.
But we have an updated website. You can check us out at teafc.org.
And they're asking, is this something that they could help start in Arizona? Now, I'm wondering if you're asking about the robotics or the Ed Asner Family Center, because I know you guys are always looking to potentially be other places.
Yeah, actually, Arizona is probably
one of the
main. We've been talking about, creating a new center, and that's one of the finalists. So if you have information or you want to talk about it, just reach out to us, Navah at teafc.org or Matt at teafc.org. And we definitely are. Arizona's in the running for sure. And
she's a mover and a shaker, Navah. She was one of the people that did one of our takeover hours during the podcastathon.
Awesome.
So yes,
Awesome.
mover
I
and a
just
shaker.
want to make a little plug.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Hanukkah, I know that in every religion, when you have a special needs child, I loved going to temple and I loved the rituals. And when Eddie was little, I really got scared and I felt very nervous about going, especially him sitting for lengths of time. And a special needs dad who is also a PhD, Len Felder. His daughter Alani is an incredible person who has really brought transgender and gender fluid talk to the autism community. Len wrote this beautiful book that helps Jewish families navigate having special needs children and still wanting to be a part of the community. I wrote a little blurb in here because I just love this book and I wish this book had been around when Eddie was little. But I think anybody who is Jewish and has a special need child would benefit from this book. And Len has written many, many books, but
In
this
fact,
one
we've
I
had him on
really,
the
really
show
love.
before. We've had Len on the show. We have to have him.
Totally should.
No, we
And
did.
Alani too. Alani worked with my friend Garth at Spec Labs with boys
Don't wear dresses.
Boys don't wear.
boys won't wear dresses.
We've had both
So
of them
that's-
on the show. We've had
that's
Alani and Len.
Alani's, that's her story.
Yes.
So Len Felder.
Amazing. Thank you for doing that plug. I'll have to reach
Yeah.
out to him and have him back on the show. All right, we've got 2 minutes. I want to know what you guys are watching. I have 2 dogs and 2 good things.
What I was missing.
What
You
are
have
you
2
watching?
dogs and what?
Well,
have
he
2
finally talked me into seeing Oppenheimer.
Ugh.
And I was like pulling teeth.
Shannon didn't like Oppenheimer.
Well, I
Shannon hated
was
Oppenheimer.
ready to not like it. I was like, oh my God, I've heard that it's so long and I have to pee every 10 minutes. How am I going to watch this movie? So thankfully, that was a little TMI, but thankfully we saw it at home. And I got to tell you, I love that movie.
Oh,
I thought
hated
it was a masterpiece.
Well-
I loved the music. I
and
loved,
and I saw it the second time, and I thought it
oh
was
God, I
equally
absolutely loved that
equally as
movie.
good as the first time I saw it.
My
No,
favorite movie of the year.
we saw this film.
No, I'm going to get the credit.
We saw this film a couple of days ago.
My favorite movie of the year is Godzilla, part -1, and my
Okay.
second favorite movie is Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Have you seen Godzilla -1?
No, I know that I have to see it. I have not seen
Oh,
it.
It's so
It's
beautiful,
Okay.
and you can't believe that it's beautiful, sensitive movie because it's Godzilla. But I love Godzilla movies. I'm a Godzilla fan.
It is scary. I mean, it's scary.
Very
film,
scary. It's
But,
too scary for Eddie, I think.
but it's really sensitive and
I
Deals-
loved it.
I think deals with the guilt, the war guilt and
Okay.
and the damage that the war did
Okay.
in Japan.
All right.
Not just physical, but mental damage. I think it deals with it quite well and very responsibly. And it's really.
But you liked
very-
Oppenheimer,
very
so I
OG
can't trust you.
Godzilla.
But you liked Oppenheimer,
that?
so
I didn't hear that.
I said, but you liked Oppenheimer, so everything now that you
Loved
say is suspect to me because I hated Oppenheimer.
But I hated Barbie. So there's my controversy of the day.
I didn't hate Barbie, but I didn't love it.
First hour, of
So
Barbie, the
bored.
first hour of Barbie was great, but
And we took
Exactly.
Eddie with us to see Barbie, and I was like, for the first time, I was thinking, oh, I hope he has an autism moment and we could leave. I admit it. I said it. I admit it.
Okay. Well, let me
Eddie,
tell you
he
the 2
actually
that I
wasn't
saw
bad.
recently that I liked and the 2 that I saw recently and I hated. Loved Brian and Charles. Have you seen that?
No.
no,
Oh,
haven't seen it yet.
or A Good Person.
I've seen A
haven't
Good
seen
Person advertised. I haven't seen it yet though.
But it's very triggering, so get ready.
Okay.
But it's
do
really
you hate?
good. It's the good Francis Pugh movie this season, not Oppenheimer.
Okay.
And then the 2 that I hated were Leave the World Behind, and what
Okay.
I hated even more than Leave the World Behind is May December. Oh. I
Okay, so
hated it.
wait.
May, December was
So,
awful. I mean,
May, December,
awful.
May, December, great performances. but
Yeah,
not very good.
I loved
But
that
but
actor.
but wait,
What was
Leave the World
what's
Behind.
that what we saw last
That's
night?
what we saw.
I
That,
that movie.
that was the one with Julia Roberts, right?
Yes.
Oh, I
we
loved
liked that.
it.
Oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
loved it. It
We
was
can't be
very
friends
scary,
anymore.
though.
We
I
can,
think like
Shannon's going to cut us off.
no,
can't
I
be friends
honestly
anymore.
think like that's going to happen every day with my panic, kind
I
of
thought
feelings.
I thought it was interesting film.
Oh,
I
I loved it.
love
thought it
those
was very
kinds of
current.
movies. I love those kinds of movies. I couldn't stand the heavy-handed music and the over direction.
That
The
first
music,
scene was
the music was
that
a
first
little
scene was
heavy-handed
weird.
and a little strange.
Yeah.
And a
And
little
it was the
strange.
same music in May, December. It was like they had the same person.
Oh yeah, you're right. And it's that kind of weird, obtrusive,
Well,
like,
May, December.
hey,
I
we're gonna
thought
have a
was-
musical interlude here, and it's like loud and there.
I
Well,
didn't
all
like
of a
that.
sudden,
Very
I'm
decent.
reaching to open the refrigerator, and the music goes dun dun. You go, why?
Yeah,
Why?
May December is interesting. They do that a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie last night was phenomenal, and it was very current. It was very like,
You're talking
We
about
enjoyed,
Godzilla.
enjoyed leaving.
yeah, I really love. I
All
wish
right.
somebody would make a really, really, really good scary movie, though. I still feel like there's not a lot of. I bought our tickets for Exorcist like months in advance, and I was so disappointed. I'm still not over that.
But
I
we
don't-
still
I don't
we
know what
still
to
have
do
to
with
see
that
Killers of the
information.
Flower Moon.
Yeah.
So
That one I have to see at home, though, because that one is very triggering for me.
Which one?
And Killers of the Flower Moon.
I think I'm getting
Oh.
that right.
And I think I need to see that at home. And
The Leonardo
because
DiCaprio
I'll,
Yeah.
Scorsese film.
I
yeah,
get too
no, I gotta watch it. I don't want to.
triggered by that.
I'm
Have you
not a
seen it?
Scorsese fan. I don't
Yeah.
like the way Scorsese abuses women in his movies and doesn't have actresses, doesn't allow them to speak. So I have a hard time with Scorsese, and I've said it. I've said it here publicly, and now people can think less of me. But I just, as a director, I'm like, if you only are directing for men, then it should say that on it.
Everything I've heard about this film really highlights her and
The
how
Lily.
great she is.
Yeah, I hear that too, and I'm gonna watch it because I'm gonna watch it. But I'm concerned. I wanna
Yeah.
see like, is it really? Does it allow her to be her, or is it only her in relation to a man? Because
Well, that was the reality of that horrible time where men took over and abused, Native women and took their rights and their
but if we're
wealth,
telling
and
their
it's a very
story-
heavy story.
I agree with you. But if we're telling their story, I know that the men during that time who were abusing them thought that they were just things that they could put on a shelf and didn't have feelings. But we know differently. And if we're telling their story, I hope he tells that part of the story. I'm leaving myself open to it, but I have a preconceived notion that it won't be what I want it to be. So we'll see. We'll see. Martin and I are not friends. That's all I can say.
We'll be watching that within a week, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a Xanax
Get a box
before
of
I see
Kleenex
that.
before
I'm
we see
still
that.
kidding. I don't.
The
do
one
that.
I'm dying to see is Maestro.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
me too.
Yeah, we're excited about
Me too. I'm very excited. What was the other one that we wanted to see so bad?
that. There is
Maestro
another one.
and
There's another one, but I don't remember what it is.
All right. Well, you guys, I hope that lots of people rent one or all of the It's a Wonderful Life. It's worthwhile and it's a great cause. Please check in the notes for the link for that. And if you weren't able to go to, if you're in the Los Angeles area and you weren't able to go to the holiday event and you are in need, reach out to me or to Navah because there might be something that we can help with. But you guys are amazing, and we look forward to hearing about all the amazing things that you're going to be doing in 2024.
thank
All right.
you so
thank
much.
you. And I just want to add one thing before we go. We do have a big Funko announcement that's coming out early
yeah,
next
very
year,
exciting.
and it's a big one. So we've been working with them,
And
they're
it's not
amazing
just
people.
about the job
amazing
skills.
Okay.
It's a whole new
people.
announcement.
Something we're very excited about.
We
so.
love Funko. So
Yes.
wonderful. All right. Well, happy Hanukkah and happy holidays. And I hope I
Two
get
more
to see you
nights.
guys.
Eddie's very excited. He's he opens his present and he's like, oh, now we have 2 more presents coming. He loves it. He loves
Well,
it.
I miss
So
him.
you
him a hug.
gotta come and do our tour. We're gonna give you a private tour anytime
Okay.
you want.
Okay.
Yes, get over here.
I know. I've been a little busy.
Yes.
So, but we have to make that happen. All right. Sending you guys big love. We're going to sign off. I'm going to just remind people as we go, we only have 2 shows left of the year. On Monday, Dr. Jonathan Tarbox is here. He's going to be talking about a bunch of stuff and answering your questions. And then on Tuesday, it's the last Ask Dr. Doreen. Dr. Doreen will be here, and I'm giving her a gift that I'm including notes from some of you. If you want to send a note to include in her gift, you have to send it to me as soon as possible. Shannon at autism-live.com. Make sure that you send that off to me, but make sure you watch that show. We got a lot of fun surprises on that last show of the year. But thank you to Matt and Navah and everybody over at the Ed Asner Family Center.
Love you, Shannon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
We'll see you on Monday. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. See you next time.